It was almost midnight when Daniel found the old woman standing alone at the deserted bus stop. She was holding a small paper bag against her chest and staring down the empty road. Daniel had been driving home after another exhausting day at work. He was tired, angry, and desperate to get home. But when he saw the woman, he stopped his car. "Are you waiting for someone?" he asked. The woman slowly looked at him. "My son," she whispered. "He promised he would come tonight." Daniel looked at the empty road. There were no cars anywhere. "Ma'am, it is very late. Where are you trying to go?" The woman gave him an address. Daniel recognized the place immediately. It was an old neighborhood on the other side of town. "I can take you there," he said. The woman smiled with relief and got into the car. For several minutes, they drove in silence. Then Daniel noticed the paper bag in her hands. "What is inside?" The woman looked down at it. "A birthday cake." Daniel smiled. "Your son's birthday?" She nodded. "He is 43 today. I promised I would never miss his birthday." Daniel glanced at her through the mirror. "Does he live alone?" The woman hesitated. "He does now." Daniel sensed something was wrong, but did not ask more. After a few minutes, the woman suddenly said, "My son stopped speaking to me 3 years ago." Daniel looked surprised. "Then why are you going to his house?" "Because mothers do not stop loving their children just because their children stop talking to them." Those words stayed in Daniel's mind. When they reached the house, the woman stepped out. The lights were off. She walked toward the front door carrying the cake. Daniel waited in the car. A few minutes later, she returned. She looked heartbroken. He was not home. Daniel got out. "Maybe he is working." The woman shook her head. "He works from home." Then Daniel noticed something strange. There was a small envelope lying near the doorstep. The woman picked it up. Her hands began shaking. It had her name written on it. She opened it slowly. Inside was a photograph of a little boy sitting beside his mother. And beneath the photograph was a short message. "Mom, I have been waiting for you to come back." The woman covered her mouth. Daniel felt his heart tighten. She looked at the house again. Then she whispered, "He thinks I left him." Daniel asked what happened. The woman began crying. 3 years ago, my husband died. My son blamed me for not being there when he needed me. I thought he hated me, so I left. But every year I came here on his birthday. I never had the courage to knock." Daniel looked at the dark house. Then he noticed a light turning on upstairs. Someone was home. He walked toward the door. The woman grabbed his arm. "No, maybe he does not want to see me." Daniel looked at her. Then he said, "You came all this way carrying his birthday cake. At least let him decide that." He knocked. Nothing happened. He knocked again. Finally, the door opened. A man stood there. His face froze when he saw the woman. "Mom." The woman could not speak. She simply held out the cake. "Happy birthday, my son." The man stared at her. Then his eyes filled with tears. "Why did you keep coming?" "Because I never stopped being your mother." The man looked down. "I thought you abandoned me." She cried. "I thought you hated me." For a moment, neither of them moved. Then the man stepped forward and hugged her. The cake fell from her hands. And for the first time in 3 years, a mother and her son cried in each other's arms. Daniel quietly stepped away. He returned to his car and started the engine. But before leaving, he saw the man standing at the door. "Thank you," he called. Daniel smiled. "You do not have to thank me. Just do not waste another birthday." The next morning, Daniel received a message from an unknown number. It was the son. "I do not know who you are, but last night you gave me my mother back." Daniel read the message twice. Then he smiled. Because sometimes the smallest decision, stopping for a stranger, answering one knock, or simply refusing to drive past someone who needs help, can change an entire life. And sometimes, the person waiting at the bus stop is not waiting for a bus at all. They are waiting for someone to remind them that love is still worth coming home to.